Afternoon drive. We're on your side. Streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus.
And good afternoon, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts here, along with meteorologist Ashley Civic. How you doing? I'm going to stand back because you see that's cutting my head off.
Yeah.
Look at that. Looks like I really got a big haircut yesterday. Good to see you. Thanks for being here this afternoon. What was the thing you told me you ate today that I've never heard of before? And
They're called grips.
Grips.
They're like little mini Cheez-Its. They also used to make Chips Ahoy ones too, but I used to have them a lot as a kid. I don't know if they just started making them more again now, or I don't know, but I got a little thing to put in my lunch.
I'm going to do some research on that.
Yeah,
I don't get out a lot though. I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
Ashley. So I don't know what's going on in the real world. If the grips are a thing, it's new to me, but I'll be honest with you. It sounds like something I'd like.
Yeah.
So
They're good.
Yeah.
I like them.
I like the chips you can dip though, and I know you can't do it with grips because they're supposed to be grips, like you just
They're like
right, little babies,
Yeah.
babies.
Yes.
So anyway, we are tracking some showers and rain headed our way for the weekend, then some storms to end the weekend, but everything in between looking okay for now. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes. So here's a live look at satellite and radar. As you can tell, we are starting to see maybe a few isolated showers, but not all of that making it to the ground. The system's still a little further off to the west, but it will start to creep in later on tonight, mainly in the overnight hours. So by the time you go to bed, you may fall asleep to some pitter patter of rain on your roof tonight, and it will increase in the overnight hours for us and into Saturday morning. So Saturday, I would say morning into the early afternoon, we'll still be dealing with some showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but it doesn't look to be severe for your Saturday. We'll start to see the rain taper off Saturday night and into most of Sunday. We're not really expecting much during the day. We could see some sunshine peeking through Sunday afternoon. Temperature is expected to climb into the mid, maybe even upper 80s in some places. And then we've got all eyes on Sunday night and into Monday morning, which we do have now a first alert weather day in place, as we are expecting some disruptive weather. I would say more so into the Monday morning time frame for a majority of central Mississippi, which is under a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5, but areas in the lower Delta and our far most northern counties, portions of our far most northern counties under an enhanced risk, but disregarding the zones, the highest threats right now are still looking to be damaging winds and the potential for hail, and a spin-up tornado can't be ruled out. But this system is expected to be different than systems we saw a couple of weeks ago. I would say we're looking more so at a damaging wind threat more than anything.
Absolutely. And so, I mean, just keep in mind that at this point in time, it's not looking like the same situation that we had, like you just said, almost 2 weeks ago, but it is something we have to pay very close attention to. Nonetheless, all it takes is one spin up tornado to really, ruin someone's life. And we want to make sure that you're just aware of it. Also, the timing is not ideal. Overnight stuff is never a lot of fun. I'm talking to someone to my right who may know more about it than I should let on, because she might be the one here. But the bottom line is that's the real story there. So that's that.
Here's what it's looking like for this weekend. These are the showers that we're expecting to move in overnight and into early Saturday morning. And they'll pretty much be hit or miss throughout the morning into the early afternoon. Then they'll start to move further off to the east, and then we're left with dry conditions overnight and into Sunday morning. We'll say relatively dry throughout the day Sunday. Maybe an isolated shower or two. This model's showing here. This is one of our high resolution models starting to come into play, showing us what we can expect for the end of this weekend into early Monday. That cluster of storms there in the lower Delta is what we're going to keep a close eye on, because those are the areas that were highlighted under the enhanced risk. So I think in terms of also the storm energy, the storm fuel that will be available, I think it will be its highest a little further off to the north, but it may start to creep in a little bit into areas where we're starting to see that cluster of storms there in the lower delta by around 9-10 o'clock. And then we've kind of got us that line just behind that cluster that will move in throughout Monday morning. But it doesn't look completely widespread.
Yeah.
Especially as we're starting to see our high resolution models showing that. And then it looks like we'll start to see maybe a little bit more activity in the Pine Belt, but by around the lunch hour, I think the majority of us are going to be done with this system.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing. Most of these storms are going to be moving south and east out of here. We do think that we're going to be flirting with severe weather, and that's good enough to cause a little bit of some concern out there.
Yeah. So, and just wanted to show you, this is what storm energy, tornado energy is looking like. It's still there by around, and again, that late night time frame on Sunday, but it quickly drops off by the time midnight rolls around, and this is by 4 o'clock on Monday morning. It's pretty close to nothing by that point, which is good. We don't want to see it, ramp back up and then continue. We start to see that system, that front drift further off to the south, and then it kind of pretty much just hangs out there through the rest of Monday and into Tuesday. So again, the highest threats right now are still going to be damaging winds, hail. The tornado threat is still going to be there. I would also say the flash flooding risk is on the lower end of the spectrum, but again, just make sure to stay weather aware. Make sure you have alerts turned on, have the free first alert weather app, and make sure you have those the ringer turned on, especially since this is looking like a late night, early morning event.
The timing really, really stinks, if you ask me.
Yeah. So unfortunately, next week also looks like a relatively rainy one. We're not just going to be done with the rain after this system moves through Sunday night, Monday morning. We do get a little bit of a break Tuesday, but then we're already watching the second half of next week. But here's what I'll say. With that, it's kind of all over the place in terms of what our models are showing. It's our next system moving in. Here's just what it's kind of looking like. It kind of drifts off to the north, kind of hangs out there, then it sweeps back in, then it's kind of back off to the north. It's kind of all over the place. So we do already have a risk though in place, which is a level. Let me pull it up here.
Sure.
We already have a risk though for Wednesday by the Storm Prediction
And it almost
Center.
looks like it could be more of a Thursday issue too.
Yeah. So again, take this with a grain of salt. This needs to be updated, but you kind of can tell where that yellow is. It's mainly for areas along and north of I-20. But again, we got to take this all with a grain of salt, and this is about 6 days away. So, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
We'll take some questions from the audience out there. By the way, Amy Jones watching from McGee. Good afternoon to you. How you doing? Debbie Reeves, a regular. Debbie's a regular. Yes. Sandra Cagle, you're becoming a regular too. Good afternoon. We're doing okay.
It's Friday.
Can't complain. It's Friday. I know that. I know that's right. And Helen Hampton, good afternoon to you. Deb Sandera watching from the hills of Yazoo. I moved here the wrong time. Yeah, well, I mean, you couldn't have known, but Yazoo has a horrible history with tornadoes, so that's the thing. A well-documented one. In fact, the really bad outbreak that affected Yazoo has gone back 15 years ago now, just about. Let's see here. We got Felicia Williams in Macomb. Good afternoon to you. Sheila Denise Scott. Hello. Who's going to the Galloway Methodist Church run? I'm assuming you are, since you brought it up. Helen Hampton watching from Crenshaw, Mississippi. And we got Mitzi Robinson Stubbs from Madison. Good afternoon to you. And Bobby and Anna Rogers in Walthall County, which I spent a bunch of time in Walthall. I've been to Walthall many times, but I spent a decent amount of time there right after the tornado last Monday. It feels like it was weeks ago. Yeah. It was last week, Monday. And wow, what a pretty area. It really is pretty. I mean, I thought it was pretty before, but now that I spent more time there, a lot of the roads we were driving on are very small roads. And I was with somebody and she was like, "Are you sure this is a road?" I said, "Trust me, this is a road." She said, "What if another car comes?" I go, "We'll pull off to the side," but it's that small where you literally, Deanne Welch from Byram. Good afternoon. Hoping everybody gets through the weather okay. Hey, the Windale Steakhouse and Restaurant. Have you been to Windale yet?
I haven't.
Oh boy. Ooh, Deanne Welch.
Steak,
they've got a great steak. Okay. No, seriously. I get excited about that place. Now they're selling it, I heard. I don't know.
I'll have to make
maybe not. Maybe I've got that wrong. Don't sell it if you're selling it. I don't want you to sell it. It's so good. Then we've got Anna Marie. Good evening. Farrah Cox. Hey, Farrah. Where's Farrah been? You don't know. Farrah, she wishes for the snow. She's a big storm lover.
Snow, but I'm from up north. So.
Yeah. And even in Cincinnati, sometimes they wouldn't get that much snow.
No,
it's not really the big thing. We got Deshawnee, excuse me, Pierre Yvette from Indianola. Let's see. And we've got Mary Warren checking in from Forest, and Kingston Peters all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. Wow. Well, this weather won't be affecting Phoenix.
No.
In fact, that may be the safest place to be in all this weather coming up. Well, we appreciate y'all checking in with us this afternoon. You're going to see Ashley over on Studio 3. And then you're going to see me over on WLBT News at 5, 6, and 10. Don't want to forget she's also on WLBT News at 4. Sorry, I got thrown off there for a second. So just be aware of that. Farrah Cox, she's always here, watching quietly. That's a little scary. It's a little creepy.
Yeah,
but we like it.
Yes,
and I've met Farrah. Farrah's good people.
Yes.
So, yeah, we appreciate y'all checking in. Just want y'all to be safe. Now I have to say this. I'm not going to be here for this weekend's event. But the team is here and they're going to be on it. And that's the story. But I'll post a little thing about that just to let everybody know. But hey, Grace, Mississippi, Bailey, Brooke Williams checking in. We got all the celebrities checking in today. You know, Grace is a cute little place in South Mississippi. And Crenshaw's a small little town too, as well, small little community in Mississippi. So we got all these little places. It's really cool. And I've been here this go around 15 years. I say this go around because I've attempted to escape Mississippi about 3 times. They keep finding me. And so but it's amazing. I still find these little places that you don't necessarily hear about or know about, and you're like, what? Yeah. So there you go. All right, Sheila, Denise Scott, be safe, and we will miss you. We will miss you too. All right, y'all. Oh, wow. We got people from the Chicago suburbs checking in. Look at that. Annette Heyman Kozman. Yeah, Chicago in the house. Cool. This is international at this point. I'm waiting for someone to chime in from, the South Pole or something like that. Sheila Denise Scott, escaped to what states? I've escaped. Well, I wouldn't call it a state, but I escaped to Cincinnati once. I've escaped to Florida. The Gulf Coast of Mississippi. So here we go again. But, yeah. So anyway, but I'm here. And you're here, and you're here, and you know what? We'll be here for you when it comes to the rough weather this weekend. Except I won't be physically here, but I'll be with you in spirit, and I'll be watching from afar. But y'all take care. Hey, Deborah Sturgis Stamps from Crystal Springs. If you missed any of this broadcast, which has been mainly filled with me saying hello to everybody, just you can watch it loop again over on Facebook. So I'll leave it up there for everybody so you can find it. And we appreciate y'all checking in with us for the latest update. Again, it's going to be an overnight weather situation, Sunday night into Monday. And again, we'll keep you covered on that. Doesn't look overwhelmingly bad. Doesn't look like an outbreak, but it does look like a chance for severe weather nonetheless. So we just want you to be aware of that. And we'll keep you posted, of course, as the event draws near. Until that time, folks, y'all stay safe, and we'll be keeping you up to date.